Well, here I am again. Barely started walking down this. Finally found the little reservoir. There's a little reservoir. A lot of times these mountains will have little reservoirs on them for, I believe it's for snowmaking. Never actually seen the one here on Waterman before until now. Just noticed as I was coming along here. You see a little reservoir here. Never seen it before, at least to my knowledge. I don't remember seeing it the last time I was up here either. Yeah. Getting closer to where the ski slopes are. But you'll see these little ponds at the top of, well, not on the ski areas. I believe this is where they might do man-made snow. Or there's that little mini meadow. So I was near here, I just didn't notice that on top of this berm here you have a little reservoir choked up with beautiful little willow trees, willow thickets. Let's take a look. Been by a couple of them up by Mountain High Ski area. You'll see a couple of them around Blue Ridge Road. Here we are. Not much water in it. You see lots of willow growing along the edge of it. I think I see fish in there. I'm gonna go take a look. I'm not really supposed to swim in these, so don't get any ideas, please. But I do want to take a look. A bunch of tadpoles. Oh, wow! Holy snap! Look at this! I don't know what kind of tadpoles these are. I think they're little toadlets or froglets hopping along here. Are you serious? Are you serious? Can't tell what species these are yet. Well, they're a bunch of little toads or frogs hopping along here. Just trying not to step on one by accident. Look like little western toads. I believe these are western toads. Oh wow, all various forms of their metamorphosis. Are you kidding me? This is insane. Wow. Look at this. I think these are western toad tadpoles. I'll be very careful. There are toads along young little toads. Little toad metamorphs hopping along the edge here. So if you come down and inspect, watch where you're walking, please. This is absolutely fantastic. Tadpoles everywhere over here, and young metamorphs jumping around everywhere. This is absolutely amazing. Unbelievable. You can see them hopping everywhere. This is amazing. Are you serious? This is absolutely insane. Just trying to walk high enough above the shoreline so I don't step on any animals. Wow! Let me see if I can find an easier embankment to walk around. They look like western toads. fun. Wow. Might be a little easier walking over there. I was wondering if those were going to be tadpoles. Saw a bunch of stuff wiggling around in there. Hopefully the camera caught pictures of images of little metamorphs hopping along into the water. They're juvenile. I believe those are western toads. It's hard to get really close to them. I don't want to get so close and overly disturb them. We'd like to get a closer view. Don't want to do it without potentially stepping on one. So there's a little breeding pond too. Absolutely fantastic. Absolutely insanely fantastic. This is the stuff I love to find when I'm hiking. There are tadpoles all around this reservoir. Everywhere. All along the shore. There are scores of these tadpoles. I'm sure the camera was able to capture some of the crazy activity going on there. Watch where I walk. Make sure I don't get any metamorphs. Absolutely fantastic. Look at that. Look at these are all western toad tadpoles. I haven't seen any full metamorphs here. Here's one. Yeah, they look like western toads, I think. I think that's what these are. Yeah, they're shaped more like toads than frogs. A whole bunch of them. But yeah, a lot of these are still pretty young tadpoles. Some of them are just barely getting their hind legs. If you see things hopping on the screen right by the shoreline, just outside of the shore, those are juvenile toads hopping into the water. Oh, crap. Wow. Incredible. Yeah. So it looks like we got a bunch of young toadlets also swimming on top of the water. How awesome is this? This is the stuff I love. Being here in nature. Even in these human-made things like ski reservoirs. You got water here, you got a good chance of life. Here we go. Yeah, these are definitely western toads. How I could tell is that the camera's not going to pick it up very well because they're really tiny. And luckily I have pretty good eyesight, is that they have a little white dorsal stripe. Little white dorsal stripe on their back. And they're going to have a warty texture. So those are western toads. Anaxyrus boreas halophilus, a western toad. So, just another thing that made my Waterman Mountain hike even more awesome. I didn't want to walk any closer because those little toads are hard to spot until you're almost stepping on them. So, don't want to step on any of them. Well, back to my descent. That's where, see down there, that black line, it's all tadpoles. Black line right there. They're all tadpoles and metamorphs. Metamorphs meaning they're developing their adult lungs. Because like frogs, toads start out as tadpoles. Female lays eggs in the water, they hatch, and they develop as larvae, tadpoles, in the water. And then they start developing their hind limbs, and then eventually their front limbs, and they start becoming more characteristically frog or toad shape, but with a tail, and then they start developing their amphibious lungs as opposed to aquatic lungs. And there you have it. And they come out of the water, their tails shorten and disappear, and you got little mini toads. Like hopefully the camera was able to pick up some of them with some form of detail. I kind of doubt it because they're tiny. They're all about 1/4 to 1/3 of an inch long. Very recent metamorphs. Last time I saw a western toad was last year. I saw the mating in Crystal Lake. They have a population of mating toads there. If I went down there right now, I'd probably see tadpoles there too. They must get enough algae or water insects for the tadpoles to feed on. And probably the lack of fish probably means lack of insane predation. So, next time you're in a ski area during the summertime, look for one of those reservoirs. You never know what you're going to find in them. Oh boy. Well, I'll be look for those buildings and then start descending the ridge. Yeah, see? That's why sometimes I hate to say, oh, this is going to be the last clip when I record these series. Stuff like that is why. You never know what you're going to find when you're hiking. I got some clouds developing. These, I think, are predecessors of subtropical moisture. That's going to be making our weather nasty hot. But actually, some of these clouds are pretty welcome right now because it is pretty warm up here. So I'm back near where those trailers are, and that's where I'm going to start my descent. I'm going to just try to go down the way I came. I don't want to have to hoof it along Angeles Crest with all the crazy drivers and blacktop and a 300-foot elevation gain from where the road leads out. So all this stuff is just down there. So I'm going to go ahead and finish this clip off, and I'll see you down the way.